Behind me is my garden shed, still requiring some casing on the doors and fascia boards up around the roof line, and the gutters need to go on. But it is completed to the point that I was able to move in, and so I have unloaded all my garden tools and carpentry tools, and I've filed everything away. I want to show you organization in the garden tool department this morning. I am very pleased with the way my back wall came out over here. We have a 3-foot eave on this. It's nice large eaves, and there will be gutters installed around it with downspouts that are going to run into a fish pond over here beyond the coffee and the limes. But I decided that if I keep my tools well oiled and painted, that they'll survive quite nicely hanging out on the back wall over here. Having been a landscaper for years, sometimes I end up with a lot of redundancy, and so you'll see I've got 4 strap hose over there, and I don't know how many rakes and so many shovels. So I've got a lot of tools to hang up, and I didn't want to clutter up the whole inside of the shop with tools hanging on the wall. I acquired some hangers at Amazon that hook right around the bottom of the tools here. They were relatively inexpensive. I'd like to see that maybe they were a little heavier steel, but that's the way it goes. But they were inexpensive. I like them better than a lot of the fancier stuff I've seen. They work fine. And so they'll do the job out here. So I'm real happy about this. We'll get a little pallet going out back over here. I believe I'll probably set my lawnmower and my rototiller underneath the roof eave too. Right now my ladder is sitting down here along the side of the building, but as soon as I get to the hooks, it's going up here under the eave, like the ladder hanging under the eave of the house over there. Entering the shop, I did not put an interior wall in. We only have a single wall construction here, and one of the reasons I did that was it gave me so much more surface area to be able to hang things in, because we're not only hanging on the flats of the walls. You'll see I'm hanging pipe wrenches and such, and levels up the studs too. So now I got more of a 3-dimensional surface that I can hang tools on. We put all kinds of stuff up here. Got brooms and pipe wrenches, and I've tried to organize things in such a fashion as I'd reach for them that I'll find associated tools. Levels are over here with the framing squares and so on. Over in this corner I built box shelves where I took 1/2-inch plywood, stiffened it up with some 2x2s, framed it, and actually built a box with shelves in it to hold all this stuff. We got some plastic bins and milk crates and such to keep things organized over there. This is holding chainsaws and mostly garden materials. Sprayers on the top shelf. Draped across the eaves over here, I got my weed whackers, and I even brought the fishing poles in here. It seemed like a better place than the hall closet. I have wired for light, and I got switches in. I got the box here, but I still haven't actually run the power in yet, so that's still to be done. Built workbenches with shelves underneath that hold shopping lugs that contain various things like nails, screws, electrical stuff. Tool boxes down underneath the bench over here. Vise in the corner, ever necessary vise. Bench grinders. Here we have skill saws and a collection of drills and various carpentry tools and such over here. In this wall here we've filed extension cords, sprinklers, trouble lights, weed whackers, wire that'll eventually go out there to hold my lily koi. This bench is specifically for propagation and growing, so I've got 6-packs and flats underneath the benches, tubs of potting soil, top surface over here for working, and we've got other stuff that's associated with planting on the top shelf over there. Tried to get it as organized as possible so that when I'm looking for something, all I have to do is kind of glance, and I'll find wood clamps here and I have a folding table over here that pulls out with clamps, kind of a carpenter thing. It was built to shelf so that it sets underneath it, and so I can pull it out when I need it, and like set my chop saw and stuff on it. This is, in the long run, not supposed to be a mechanical or a carpentry shop. This is supposed to be specifically horticulture, but I haven't as of yet built the carpentry shop. So since the mechanical carpentry shed is not finished, we're having to share the space. Eventually, all the carpentry tools will move out of here. So there's Bill's new shed. I'm very proud of the fact that I started on